to the I Love Dentistry conversation with Dr. Alan Stern. We have an interesting topic to talk about today. Dr. Stern, how are you doing this evening?
Naren, we are doing great. Life is very good. You know, when your kids are happy, when your wife is happy, um, and you're healthy,
Yeah.
yeah, we're there. Everything is very, very good, and I trust you're okay, and the family is good.
Yeah. I mean, one thing life always does is it keeps moving forward. So,
Yep, and just to keep that smile on your face no matter
yeah,
what.
it
Yeah.
just, new chapters, so old chapters get closed and new chapters get opened and new experiences. That's life, I guess.
It very much is. Very much
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
What do they say? Life is what happens to you when you are trying to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, what my mother used to say is, "Man plans and God laughs."
Right.
And I think the
Exactly.
trick is just keep laughing along with them.
Exactly.
What the heck? It's good life.
Absolutely. So let's jump in. I think your topic is very interesting, and I think it's a great topic for the time that we are in.
Yeah.
And the topic is the one missing ingredient in successful practices.
Yeah.
Um, I know neither of us believe in scarcity, but I'm sure you have something interesting to share with us. What is that
Well,
missing ingredient?
get ready, Naren. I didn't prepare you for this. I am in New Jersey, and it's a four-letter word.
Okay.
Look out. That four-letter word is love.
Right.
It's your name. I love dentistry.
Right.
But I think, you know, Europe and Canada, and I don't know how the Canadian reaction to 9/11 was,
It
but
was
we're here.
shock. We all
Yeah.
remember it like yesterday. I mean,
And you know what the funny thing was? When 9/11 hit, we were in our office. I remember exactly who the patients were. I remember exactly the circumstances. But what did we do? I don't know what you and Mrs. Araraja did, but me and Fran, the first thing we did, we got everyone out of the office. We went for our kids, made sure they were okay. We got them home. We called our parents who were then living, made sure they were okay. We called our friends. We have very dear friends of 50 years now. We called them, make sure they're okay. What did we need? We needed love. When the chips are down and you got nothing else, you reach out for love. Brene Brown tells us that man has an irreducible need for love and belonging. The Beatles wrote, "All you need is love."
yeah.
Who was it? It was, I think it was Seals and Croft. Light of the world shine on me. Love is the answer. Why are we so fixated with this in our culture? Because love is all you need. And I think one of the things we tend to forget, Naren, when we do I Love Dentistry, the business of dentistry, uh, dentistry and finance, dentistry and investment, dentistry and this, that, and the other. How many new patients do you have? How much time do you have to spend? We forget the one ingredient that won't make life perfect, but that'll make life a whole lot easier to deal with, is if you practice with love in your heart. When you come from a good place and you know it, and it's absorbed through it emanates through the pores of your skin, how bad could dental practice be? HMO, FFS, PPO, insurance dependent, RID insurance dependent. And yeah, I insurance does not play a serious role in my practice life. And it makes me happy. I know it makes you happy. It makes our friend Gary happy and a whole lot of other ILDers happy. It makes us what? Happy.
Right.
Why can't we include that piece, that four-letter word, in the things that we do? Why can't we take a few extra minutes in our busy schedules? Oh my God, I only have an hour to get that crown done. Hygienist only has X amount of time to get that prophy done. Why can't we take a little bit of time and give the people who are coming in, who are trusting us with sensitive body parts, laying themselves out in a vulnerable position, and give them a little bit of this to differentiate ourselves, not only from the other practices within spitting distance of our offices, but to differentiate ourselves from everyone else who occupies space in our lives. I submit to you, my friend, and you know this because you and I think alike, that when we give this along with this and along with these, with our little fingers, we got great practice. And
Absolutely.
if I may just go on in a soliloquy for a moment longer, why can't we give that to the people we work with? Why can't we extend the love in our hearts to the people that the government calls our employees, but that you and I really know, Naren, we need them every bit as much as they need us, especially in today's employee market, which is hideous at best.
Right.
How are we going to attract the best and the brightest? Yeah, with this thing here, with this stuff in here, but sometimes that's not enough to keep them. Give them a sense of love and belonging.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point. Like, I mean, what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? What are we trying to do? I think sometimes we get caught up in the machinery called life, and we are going, and always. I mean, the people who become dentists, usually are like in the top of the class. So we all are good at noticing what's not good, what's not right, what's missing. What can we do better? What can we do more? That's just our bringing our entire life, right? Our life story.
Yeah,
And
the truth of the matter is, Naren, we could do everything better.
right.
We can find flaws
Yes.
in every piece of dentistry that we do. I'm sure even down in Gary's amazing practice and in my wonderful practice, you take a close enough look and you're going to find a screw up in just about everything. Does it matter? No. You
Right.
got to love yourself first. You can't extend your love out to the world unless you have, in the very least, a self acceptance, and in the very best, a love of yourself. And if you find that, and it's so hard for us dentists to do, because as you said very, very astutely, we're constantly looking over our shoulders, right? Who's doing better? We're constantly pressing ourselves to find imperfection. We're constantly looking at the guy down the street who drives a bigger car, has a bigger house, we think has a bigger practice, we think does more than we do, we think is a better dentist than we are. And that's all fake news, man. And it's unimportant. Who are you? Who are you? What do you do great? What makes you happy? And how can you extend your love and happiness out to your community? Find your niche. Naren, you're a master marketer. Niche marketing is where it's at. But what's your niche? What makes you happy? And what do you, I love dentistry. What do you love?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, I mean, I had a near-death experience, or I thought it was a near-death experience when I had a brain surgery in 2018. I realized, real happiness comes when you are committed to a purpose, when you are serving others. It doesn't come when you are you know, trying to chase something. Chase more money, chase more fame, chase whatever you name it. So I
Yes,
think if you want like a long-term solution for love, I think you just have to find something you're passionate about, whatever that is, so that really gets you up, in the morning, and then give your best. Not so that you are better off, but because others are better off. The people you work with, the teams you
yes,
work with, the people you serve. Because if you commit to that and you just give your best shot, you can sleep at night, feeling good about yourself.
exactly. And Naren, what you and I are talking about sounds very easy. And you had a near death experience, and God bless, man, you look great. And certainly your brain is working absolutely fine. Whatever they did, however they reconnected those wires worked out pretty good. And I had a kind of rock bottom experience when I suffered from some serious financial letdowns. And I thought the world was coming to an end when I had to sell my house under duress. And actually, your near-death experience, God forbid it never happen again, and my financial, what I thought was a disaster, actually it made you what you are. It changed your perspective and made me what I am. So you don't want to, the only thing you should be chasing. Look, I say this in all of my talks, Narain. Here in the United States, we have three unalienable rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of a Tesla. No, wait, no. The pursuit of a big car, a big house? No. The pursuit of Gary Takis's hairline? Definitely not. The pursuit of happiness.
Yes.
And happiness is here. And when we figure out what we love about dentistry, who we love, that we hire people and establish a culture of love in our offices. Yes, I said love, because love manifests in so many different ways. The love of my wife and the love of my children manifests in different form than my heartfelt love for the people I have the joy of working with, both my patients and my community. I call them a community now, my team.
Right.
I love these people. And it emanates in everything I do, not perfectly, not 100% of the time. Nobody's perfect. But damn, it works so well, Narain. And when you do that, when you're in love with your work, when you're in love with what you do, you don't have to work a day in your life. And the money's going to flow. You want more money? Hire Narain and Equa Marketing to put your practice up there, right? Do something to market it better to your love, to your happiness. But don't go chasing bucks for the chasing bucks. Please don't compare yourself to what you think you, or I and Narain and Gary, what you think we are. Chase what you want.
Right. I think,
Chase.
yeah, I feel like my competition is me. Like I want to be better tomorrow than I'm today. I'm not competing with anybody else. I do my own thing. Whatever I'm doing, I just want to learn from what I did today and try to, improve. So that kind of is a never-ending journey. You just keep going and just keep learning and keep growing. So your mind is busy and your imagination is busy. And one of my favorite musicians of all time is John Lennon. He has that song Imagine.
Imagine.
It's a wonderful song. That's like my favorite song of all time. It's a perfect song. I guess it's off any time, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you gotta be at a point where you can imagine your future, where you see it right in front of you. Don't see what you're not, see what you are. So self-love comes first. Love your relationships, love your practice, have a good relationship with your money, a solid relationship with your money, and have a solid relationship with your health. You put those four elements together, Narain, and then you can extend that love outward. Because dentistry, just like what you do, Narain, it's so clear. And I see it with Gary. It's so clear that this is about relationships. This is about who we know. This is about how we treat others. This is about how we treat ourselves so that we know how to treat others. And if you think that's easy for a dentist, you know enough dentists. It's hard.
Right.
It's hard, but accept yourself. You're imperfect, flawed, has to get better self. Accept it and just make it better. I do that. Narain, I'm practicing 40 years. I'm practicing 40 freaking years. And I still had a day, I had a horrible day on Monday. Something I went into went sideways. And rather than rip myself apart, I kept my poise in front of my patient. I know that I'm coming from a good place. I love the guy. And I just closed it up, temporized it. And I said, let me step back from this and evaluate what my next step is going to be. Everything's going to be okay. And he looked at me, and this was so cool. He said, no problem, Alan. I trust you. I know everything's going to be fine. Do what you have to do to get this done. You know, if you don't have a relationship with people, they're going to say, I'm leaving. I'm finding another dentist up the street. Or you think they're going to say that. You start sweating and you think, oh my God, this guy's going to sue me. He's going to tell all his friends that I'm a screw up. Not if you have a good relationship with yourself and if you have a good relationship with those you serve. Mm. And a funny thing, Narain, if I may take this one more step out. Yes. In our morning huddle the next morning, I talked to my team and I said, man, that thing with Mr. X went sideways. And they looked at me and they said, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. You did everything right. You're coming from a good place. It's going to be fine. So we're all like this cohesive, loving team.
I'm sure you've read the manifesto of the I Love Dentistry group. We talk about loving the people you serve, loving the team, loving yourself, loving your family. Yeah, I think everything starts and ends with love, I guess.
It really does. And really, I Love Dentistry community, think about this a lot. Any practitioner who's struggling a little bit, and we all have our struggles. And if you're a member of a dental team and you're just confused and you just don't know what to do, start with yourself. Emanate goodness from the pores of your skin. Emanate an outward mindset. How can I take care of my doc? How can I take care of my hygienist, my patient, my assistant, my admin? How can we support one another? A team is a group of people working and growing interdependently with similar goals on a common mission. A community is a team that has each other's backs. Why can't we establish that? And even if you're not the owner doctor, or even if you are a hygienist assistant or an admin, why can't you emanate that inside of your own operatory or at your own reception desk? Why? Reason. The answer is there's no reason. Let it flow, baby. Let it flow.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we come to a close, any thoughts you want us to leave us with? Any takeaways? Any practices?
I want you to, the one thing that causes us so much stress, Narain, and it keeps coming back to money. And I don't have enough, or I made $10 million in my first year. I placed 100,000 implants in the month of November. Oh my, that's what we hear, right? And you see the dude with the Tesla, and there's nothing wrong. There's everything right about earning a good fortune, pursuing the dream. But I want everybody to get in their head, sit down with your partner. How much is enough? How much is enough? What's your bare bones minimum? How much more do you need to have a good life? Because beyond that, what's the point? To have more money than Narain, to have more money than Alan? Well, you may, but that's not the point. How much is enough? And then pursue it with here. Pursue it with here. Keep learning, keep growing. Never bust on yourself. When you know in your soul that you're coming from a good place. Yeah. And that 4-letter word is all you need.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to money, I don't know. The way I looked at it is, it's not really how much you make. It's whether you have a lot of loans and all those kinds of things. Because then you're stressed out because on day one you need all this money and all these people to pay and everything else. So if you have a way where what you're spending compared to what you're making is a lot less, then you don't have that stress. A lot of people kind of go to the edge, and that's when they're stressed. They're like, they buy that huge house, they buy that huge building, and now there's a huge loan and something happens, and they just things go sideways pretty fast.
I made those mistakes. I made the house mistake, and I paid a price for it, a serious price for it. Mm-hmm. But I recovered.
Right.
I did recover. Live below your means.
Yeah. If you always spend less, you don't have to worry about money ever. I mean, you could literally make $1,000 And if you know how to spend less, like let's say you own your own home, you don't have to pay a huge mortgage. Sometimes little money goes a long way.
Yeah.
But sometimes people have so much money, but it doesn't go enough because their expenses are bigger than that.
Yeah. So keep it under control
Yeah,
and live to happiness.
yeah.
I'm going upstairs now to my wife. We're going to hang out for a while. And then I have a few more things to do this evening at home. But I'm doing what makes me happy now in the rain. It took me a good deal of my adult life to figure it out. But man, life is good when you're practicing and working to happiness. Do it and
Absolutely.
let love flow from the pores of your skin.
Thank you so much, Alan. Really appreciate it. Everyone knows you, so you are very active in the community. So I'm sure if anybody has any questions, they can reach reach out to you and talk to you.
Please message me through here. Better, richer, stronger at Gmail is another way to find me.
Right.
I'd love to spend time with anybody. And I love spending time with you, Naren. You're just such a decent, wonderful, smart guy.
Thank
And
you.
we are better, richer, and stronger for you in our lives.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Naren.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Stan. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And if you like the video, watch it again or share it with your friend. Bye for now.